Hello, 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 YouTube land and all points in between. TC Films here with you to do a little Luminar Neo edit here with the spirit of Christmas in mind. As you can see, I've got 6 images up, and I wanted to explain just a little bit about their one of their new extensions or their latest extension called Magic Lights. I wanted to bring a couple of these photos in and let you guys see how that extension works. But before I use the extension, I wanted to let you see what you can do with your camera that you might not even need to use the extension. It's a good way to get to know what your camera can do and what how f-stop will affect the sun star that you're trying to make, or the light star, I should say. These are all light stars, of course. It's the little star that comes out when you. It's the same effect if you squint your eyes and look at a light, look at a bright light or something. Squint your eyes, you'll see those little rays of light pop out. Same thing happens when you close the aperture on your camera. So I took 6 images the other day in front of the Christmas tree, and I wasn't very close. I only have my 70 to 200 lens at the present time, so I had to zoom in some. But I want to give you a look at each image, and I'll do just a very little developing on it. And I wanted you to see the differences that the f-stops make your aperture. The first one here is at a f2.8, and you can look over here and see it's f2.8. I was zoomed in to 135, and the ISO. I'm going to take it into the edit and do a little. Well, I did take all of them into Topaz denoise, and edited the noise out of these because I had to use high ISO. Once I started closing the aperture down, I really had to use it high ISO. This one at 2.8 was it's still at ISO. It looks like 8,000, I guess. I keep it on automatic, so it will adjust the ISO as needed. So to keep my shutter speed up to where I'm not, getting any camera shake or anything like that. But anyway, it didn't matter because I was on a tripod. So enough of that. We'll take this one in. We're going to go edit this one. And just very little editing. I did do just a tad bit of cropping too, besides the denoise. I was going to use the noiseless here, but I think Topaz denoise does a better job. So, like I said, this is f2.8, and the only editing in here that I did, I thought the exposure was okay. I went in, I did a little smart contrast. Put that at about 20 or so. And I also brought down the highlights to about there. And I opened the shadows in this one to about right in there. Okay, come on there. All right, and okay, this is at f2.8. And you can see the lights here. It's not, they're not doing anything. We zoom in a little bit. See, they're not. It's just a glob of glow there. There's nothing around them or anything. and that's the f2.8. Now, before I use Magic Light, I want you to examine the other ones, and I'll go as I close the aperture down. That was f2.8. So let's bring in. I think the next lowest one I did was f9. I think. Yeah, f9. We'll bring the f9 in here. Edit this one, and I'll use the same adjustments that I used on the f2.8 once it allows me to do my editing. I don't know why that does that. I need to turn on my do not disturb up here, folks. So I'm just going to do that right quick. And I'll turn it on by hitting, where is the little do not disturb? Right there. Till this evening. Now I shouldn't get bothered anymore by that. And we can make the little quick edits, the same ones as I did on the other one. This is the F9, and you can. Well, let's do the editing first. So I went into the super contrast, and I'll do the same thing as I did to the last one, about 20. And I brought the highlights down to minus 52. And I opened up the shadows to 78. 78 or 9. I don't really think that matters a whole lot. And this is, again, F9. And as you can see, the aperture closed down a little, and we're starting to get the little rays of light coming up from the bulbs. And I'm not sure how many blades is on my Canon 70 to 200 lens. I would have to look. But I was told that the number of rays you see will be the number of blades that your camera has. I'm not sure. But you can see that at f9 that is starting to bring out some of the light streaks in the bulb, some of the light stars. And that's at f9. Let's go back in, and I think, I'm not sure what my next one was. Was it f16? That's 32. That's 2.8. f9, f13. I think I got an f10. Well, that's f13. I think after the f9, I went up to the f13. Yeah, f13 is the next one. So we'll bring that in, do a slight editing, the same on editing as I did on the last two, when it will allow me. I just updated too. Let me see, what version is it? 1.6.1. Just a few minutes ago, it when I opened it up, it said an update was available, so I updated it. So this is what did I say? F16. I forget now what that one was. I wish. No, that's F13. Yeah, F13. I do have an F16, but we'll do the 13. And I wish there was a way you could pull up the info like you can in Lightroom by pressing the I key. You don't do nothing here when you press the I key. But in Lightroom Classic, you tap the I or hold the I down and tap it, and it will bring up your different, like it will show you your ISO, show you the date, show you the time that you took the photo. So we're going to do this one at f13, and you can see they're starting to come in a little clearer here. And like I said, I haven't used Magic Light. I haven't used it. I will just to see, just so you all can see. But I learned how to do the lights here, the sunlights or the sun stars or the light stars, whatever you want to call them. When I first started learning about the exposure triangle, which is your ISO, your aperture, and your shutter speed. And then that Christmas, I was watching YouTube videos, and they would explain how you could make Christmas stars or the light stars like that by closing your aperture down. So I started practicing, and I don't know how many photos I took, hundreds probably, practicing to do that. And so now I can do it pretty regularly. Pretty regularly. I don't do it regular. I mean, just when Christmas time rolls around, or sometime when I'm out taking photos and I'll see an interesting light, I might want to. But now Luminar has made it easy by using magic lights, and we'll get to that just in a second. I want to get back to my other photos because I want to show you as I go close my aperture down further how much more distinct those light stars become. That was f13. I think this is f16 here. No, where is f16? Right here's f16. This one right here. And we're going to do the same little edits we did on the other three. And you can even see just by looking here, I'm not even zoomed in, how much more distinct those light stars are starting to show up. Really nice. So we'll do the little develop dance here. Some smart contrast. And the highlights is going to come down. And also when the aperture is closed down, sometimes you may need to adjust your exposure. As in this one, it's probably a little too dark, but I'm not going to worry about it because I'm mainly concerned for you all to see the difference that it makes in the light stars themselves. And I think opened up the shadows here. That's about right there. And zooming in, there's the light stars, and I haven't done anything to them. They look now. It's not on all of them, and but it's on the majority of them here. Pretty Christmas. It's just really really pretty when you do that. I think it's actually prettier. Well, I guess it does add some enhancements. We'll see in a minute, but let's get back to the. I just have a few more here. I wanted to show you that before I get to the widest, or not the widest, the narrowest aperture at f32, but I think I have one here at. See, we already did f13. This is f20. We did the 16. Yeah, I think f20 is next here. And this is we'll bring it into edit and do the same things on this one. Thank you, Luminar. Here we go. Little smart. I really like the smart contrast. I'm almost getting, well, I'm not almost. I am just by default moving towards opening Lightroom just about every time I edit photos now. I don't even do anything with Lightroom. I did with these images here just so I could get, well, I could, this noiseless does a pretty good job, but it just doesn't do what I like it to do, and like as compared to denoise. Now it may be better now, especially since they updated it. Today was when I updated it, and as soon as it Luminar Neo adjusts itself to those settings, we'll see. Maybe it wasn't in clear focus, but you can see f16 here. It's really opening up those light stars, looking nice. And we'll go to, I don't think that was F6, that was F20. So we've been to F20, we did the F13, we've done 2.8, we did the F9, I think. Did we, or did we not do the F9? I think we did maybe we didn't do the F9. In the F9, you can see it's starting to bring them out. Let's, I think I did I may have already did this one. Let's see if I've edited it. Yeah, I did edit it. So this one's already done. Go back into the catalog. And the next one, let me see, F16. I'm not sure if I've edited F16. Yes, I've already edited that one too. So I think the last one now is my F32, which is the narrowest that my 70 to 200 f2.8 Canon RF. Oh, well, you can see what it is there. There's my lens. And this is f32. And I took the photo. See, Lightroom, you can see it tells you what time. I don't know if there's any more information you can get it. Well, yeah, right up there. And the time was at 8:13 last night. December 22nd, yeah. No, 1806. They do military time. So 1800, that's like 10 after 6 in the evening. So we'll do the little edit on this one as we did on the others. But the F32 gives us, or gives me, you can really see the difference that it makes when you have that aperture closed as far as it will go on these. So we're going to go with the smart contrast. I did about 20. And we're going to go with the highlights. I brought those down to 52. And open up the shadows to 78. And there's that. And just for the heck of it, we'll do a complete before and after. There's the before. Just those few minor edits I did. And then there's the after. And there's the before. And there's the after. Now, in my opinion, if you're going to do a close-up, if I was like going to get real close and, to where those make those light stars really prominent, maybe like for some Christmas wallpaper, background wallpaper or something, I wouldn't need to use magic light. But, let's see what it looks like on this image. You see how nice the light stars are now. Well, let's just go into magic light and see what it does. See how much more they go with it. Look at that. Woo-wee. Intensity all the way up. So, I might not even, I don't know. Does any of these others work? No, you have to have the intensity up or none of these will do anything, of course. So, maybe if I was going to use this on this image, I don't really see the benefit. There's the glow. There's the crispness, clearness, brightness, number of beams, and I have the intensity down so low we really can't tell what it's doing. Number of beams, so you can't even tell what it's doing there. Maybe if I turn it all the way up, you still can't tell the number of beams. You can't even tell it's rotating. So with the F32, okay, there's the beam width that I turned up and the number of beams. So you can see that it's doing something now. And it's rotating here. You see them turning. But does that help that image? Does it help that image? Let's turn it off. I guess it's to taste, what if you think it adds to it and you like it, then it's okay. Personally, let me see, let's back that intensity down. I'm not even sure if I would use it on this image. Would you? I don't know. This is the one with F32. That to me that makes it. It's just, I don't know, fakey looking. Maybe there a little bit. The intensity's down. I don't know. Like I said, it's very subjective. There's the completely before and there's the after. So I don't know. Really didn't do much with the beams on this image. However, let's go down to the F16. No, let's see. Just because I don't want to drag this video out too long, let's just go with the. Where's my 2.8? Okay, let's take this one in here. And you see it doesn't have nothing. You can't see no light stars at all in this one. And this is the one I really wanted to see what it would do with this one. So let's go into Magic Light. And the first thing that I do to see exactly what we're going to get is that. Okay. And that's what we get. That's the intensity. And there's a size. That's the size of the intensity. Beam width, narrow. Well, there I can start seeing. And I'm looking at this one here. Let's bring it in a little bit. The beam width. There's the beam width. And I have to back out so I can. There's the glow, less glow, more glow. About there. I don't know. Again, it's to taste. Because I'm looking at how it looked on the F32 one and going by that. Now, the number of beams, I think about like that. 9. I think that looks okay. And it's doing a fairly decent job, but, it's like this one. Where's the beam on? How come it didn't get this one here and didn't get none on this one? Because I don't know. Maybe they're brighter. I don't know. You would think that one would get one. There's none on this one either. Clear. How clear do you want them? All the way up to 100. That's how it looks on the F32 without this, but that's probably a little too heavy. So if you're going to use it on an image, and I just have my Christmas tree. I don't have any landscape photos with lights. Well, I do, but I mean, there's nothing. It's just a play by ear when you use this thing. And I wonder who thinks up the what kind of extensions they're going to do next. Someone's looking where they're sitting around. The software guys are sitting around with their eggnog or something, going, "Hey, let's do some Christmas lights, light star extension." Y'all think that looks? What do you think that looks? Does it look good? Does it look bad? How many beams you want? 1,500? Nah. I set up at about 9, 8. 9 or so. And then the rotation, really, intensity maybe off a little bit. How about the size? Well, it kind of does make it look nicer. I just don't know why I didn't get this light here and this light, and it got these up here. And you can use your mask if it's doing something with it you don't want it to do. If it's putting like here, maybe I don't want that. Let's lower that. Maybe I don't want the light star on that part of it. We'll just erase it. And voila, it's gone. Which is nice. It's nice you can use the masking to get rid of something like that you don't feel as good and you don't like the look of. So to get back to these other ones, let me see. This is the F20, F13. Let's see if that one needs any. The F13 was um, trying to make them. Let's see what it does on this one. Oh, now it's bringing in the reflected light off the beads. How about that? Look at that. And it did catch some of the Christmas lights. Oh, we have a bulb out, don't we, right there? I think that bulb's out. Oh, my. I have to check that out. But see, I don't like how it did on them. And you can, like I said, you can just take the masking brush and erase that off of there. Of course, you hit your left and right bracket keys to make that smaller. And we'll erase it from this thing. And we'll erase it from these. And this, don't need them. And this down here, don't need it. It really picked up that off of those. I think it's interesting. It picked up those off of those beads, the reflected light. But that, it's a tool that if you want to use and play around with, and each time you open it up, it's going to open up another instance of it. So that's the on top of the first one I did, which is, just play around with it. But that's the video I wanted you guys to see. But this F32, and I've done this with outside at pretty close to sunset too with my RF 70 to 200 f2.8L stunning lens. I mean, and it's just a beautiful lens. It does a great job. Even it don't pick up all of the lights, and you don't get a sun or a light star on every single point of light. But does it make a difference? Do you think it makes a difference or not? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It can be subjective, which is fine. It's fun. Yeah, have fun. Have fun doing it. Even if it is subjective, let your eye go over them and just play around with them. I didn't do any other editing with the color or anything on these. But we're going to call it a day on this one, y'all. If you would like to leave me a comment or a like or even possibly a subscribe if you're not already, I would appreciate it very much. Until next time, until next video, as my friend Marvelous Marv, Fishing for Life, always says, until next time, until next video, y'all be easy. Peace. And Merry Christmas. Almost forgot to say that. Ho, ho, ho.